Hello, 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 hello. Let's wait for a few people to come in, and then we're going to get started on some of this craziness that's going on in our world right now and the things that are unfolding. So let's see. All right. So okay. So what's going on? What do we have? I mean, like I just love scrolling through some of the news. Um, It's crazy out there, man. There is just so much that is unfolding so quickly. Let's see, just on off the top. I'm just going to read some headlines, and this is like, I mean, so with Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, they're both going back into Pisces, meeting up with Neptune. Neptune is going to be going back into, or back in, is going forward. So we got this energy of this is happening and then this is happening, right? And they're coming up, and the moon is in Pisces right now. It's going towards Aries, because that's where it's going to be having the new moon solar eclipse, and it's coming together, and it's just like getting really crazy. So we have things that are going on, and especially with Neptune at the very end of Pisces, this is all about propaganda and things being thrown into your face and things coming up. So what's happening? We have our new prime minister. He storms out of a press conference due to tariffs and people asking him questions. Doesn't want to answer questions. Doesn't want to answer questions. You have liberals getting irate at conservatives coming out and speaking and talking about things, and the liberal just like getting so angry, and which is quite hilarious. We have a stabbing in Amsterdam. Somebody went around with a knife, going around stabbing people. Like, fuck me. People are just horrific. And the United States setting up in the Indonesian ocean military. They have a military base there, so they're just adding more to their military base that is happening there. Yeah, there's so much that's going on here. Let's see. Oh, we got, I think, a mailman or somebody coming in, and the dogs are just freaking out. So there is a lot that's going on within the world. Like things are really coming to a head. Things are really starting to get ramped up crazier. This is where also with oneself, you might be feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of things getting ramped up within your own self that's going on. I've been just taking things slow and easy. This week I really took it slow, and she's freaking out. I really took we can't let her outside either right now, because the dogs next door, they've just let him out in the backyard, and the dogs next door are just they're just evil little things. Anyways, that yeah, they're just evil little things. Nobody in the neighborhood like our neighbor dogs, like nobody. But anyways, so anyways, I digress. Let's get back on topic here. So things that are ramping up, and you're going to be feeling this ramping up this weekend, as I stated on my Facebook thing post, is one of the most intense weekends that we're going to be having. We're going to be feeling the intensity wrapping up in places like Sweden, and I mean they've already done. Another notice came out in England again. Another notification I think came out in Poland and Hungary. Like these notifications that are getting letters coming to people's homes, coming out on the news of preparedness. So this is, I think, a lot of people are prepared for what's coming in. Seriously, I don't think people really understand. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I live in Canada, I'm safe. Okay, we'll let you believe that. But the rampantness that's coming in this weekend is coming in into this intensity, and you're not going to see everything because it's a partial solar eclipse. So nothing is going to be revealed. You also have Mercury retrograde. He's going back into Pisces. He doesn't like Pisces, so there's going to be a lot of information that's going to be miscommunicated. A lot of information that's going to come out that we're not going to understand, or we're not going to be able to be privy to it unless it's leaked. Which we're having too. A lot of things are getting leaked. We're seeing that how a liberal reporter was privy to information and a thread of texts that were going back and forth between the VP and others in the States. And I thought that was kind of funny. Other people are freaking out about it. I'm thinking like, hey, it's all part and parcel with a lot of the energies that are coming in. That's all with Neptune. Neptune is at the very, it's like 29.5 degrees. It's almost like he's touching into Aries. And when you get a water god entering into the fire, it reminds me, and I keep on getting Greek fire. Now, if you don't know what Greek fire is like fire you can't put out with water. Right? So I feel like this Greek fire is coming in. It is explosive. It is rampant. It is igniting. And we have Mars squaring Chiron, and Mars is still in Cancer and Chiron in Aries. So we have this emotional energy that's coming in with this. And a lot of this emotional energy has to do with us as individuals, as a collective, in learning how to release the anxiety and learn how to release and ground ourselves into this earth, ground ourselves here, and allowing ourselves to connect to a higher power so that we are surrendering to that divine will. It's going to get messy. It's going to get crazy. It's going to be ugly. And many of us are wanting to hang on. Many of us don't want to surrender to a lot that is unfolding, or the information, or we're getting angry about it. And I'm going to suggest don't get angry. Don't get angry. This is where, again, that preparedness is coming in. And some of this preparedness is that they're telling people to have food for at least 72 hours or more. And if the government's telling you 72 hours, I would do it up for a little bit longer than that. And I know many of you already have food for more than 72 hours. But the other parts too, for like, I think it was in Switzerland. Was it Switzerland or Sweden? I always get those two mixed up. But some of the notifications came in about making sure that you have solar chargers for your devices. All right. So some kind of solar generator, portable solar generator for your home. They also talked about sleeping bags, extra sleeping bags, to make sure that you are insulated in case of any weather changes or weather issues that come in, and alternative ways of cooking in your home. So that means a portable propane stove or anything along that line. So these are some of the things that are coming in. These are some of the information that is being put onto mainstream media. This is on mainstream media. Isn't on alternative prepper kind of information. This is all coming in with mainstream media, which I find very interesting. Very interesting. When it comes to our election that's happening, uh, Carney's just getting pummeled. But there's an undercurrent of a lot of people who really believe, that they want to keep the liberals. The reason why they want to keep the liberals is that they're afraid the conservatives are going to take away, especially those who are over the age of 65, um, take away their pensions, take away that social network that's there. And so they're afraid that all of that's going to get taken away. And a lot of them, I mean, The reasons being is like somebody who's over the age of 60 or 65, going back to work is not an alternative motive. Like going back and trying to earn an income and stuff is very difficult in our society, in our economy, because it doesn't allow for it. It's very difficult to find work for a lot of people. So you have a big majority of baby boomers who are supportive of, like it or not, of the liberals. So that I find interesting. The other thing too is like there's with the tariffs coming in, we have, and this is all part of this change in the craziness that's coming in. Hundreds of Canadian steel workers are being let go, are being fired, and tariffs and stuff being put on American and on Canadian automobiles coming into the States. So anything that's made Canadian coming in the States will get the tariffs put on them. So it I find like it sounds like doom and gloom. It sounds like, "Oh my god, this is so horrible." We got the other craziness. Okay, let's go into the spiritual side. We have people talking about UFOs coming in and UFOs being seen. So we have people talking about UFOs and of these different UFOs being connected with the different indigenous people of North America, and that these indigenous and that these um, aliens that are coming forward, and we're going to start seeing them in the sky. So that's also part of the frequencies and energies that are coming in. So there's a lot to do with alien energy, aliens being seen, spaceships in the sky. There was supposedly some kind of vortex over London or something, or over UK, that was being seen. It was all over TikTok. So there's a lot of different craziness that's coming in too. A lot of different people talking about um, when it comes to alien energy that is coming forth. What else do we have? I mean, I just going through things very quickly on some of the frequencies that are coming in is just crazy. What is it? North Carolina, forest fires in North Carolina, forest fires in, I think I mentioned South Korea, that are happening too. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through some of my info that's there. But all of this has to do, and I'm going to say it again, all of this has to do with the alignments that are coming forth. All of this is coming in because it's forcing people to make changes. It's forcing people to step into a new alignment. It's forcing people to come into a frequency. Many are going to fight it. Many are going to have stomach issues. I got people are going to have, and anxiety keeps coming in, lack of sleep is coming in, crazy far out dreams with this eclipse. This is where people are going to be feeling a lot to do when it comes to the head, headaches, and that happening, neck and shoulder issues as well, coming in, feeling the weight of having to feel like they have to carry on the world. So again, this is coming back to surrendering. This is coming back to the divine will, and what that looks like and what that means to each of you with that. So, whew. Um, let me see if I refresh this. Is that gonna mess things up? Maybe not. Um, yeah. And here again, I'm going to throw it out. If you guys have any questions or concerns or anything about this, definitely um, write them out. Let me, ask the questions. This is all part of discussion, and this is all part of us, coming together as a community and discussing this, right? And allowing ourselves to like love as truth, it leads us to enlightenment. The more you understand about the truth, the more you understand w- the horrors, it leads you to the truth. It leads you to the understanding, saying, okay, we got to add more light into this. We got to bring in that light. We got to bring in that, that prosperity and abundance around us, through us, within us. And so the more we talk about it, the more we allow it, the more, instead of trying to hide everything, we have to expose it. And we have to allow ourselves to, to be seeing it and shed the light onto it so that it exposes it even more. So, yeah, it's crazy. I feel like there's going to be some kind of explosion or something that comes in this weekend, especially as Neptune goes into Aries. There's something that's going to be kind of disruptive with that. And, with Venus and, going back in there, I mean, this is where she wants to come in with a lot of compassion and love, and she can get into that dreamland. But Saturn's there, and she doesn't mind Saturn, because Saturn, puts up the restrictions, and wanting to put up some kind of restriction when it comes to our boundaries in our life, and what that looks like. IT would be cool if you could open a real spiritual coffee house. Yeah, it would be cool. Oh, it would be cool. I said IT. Yeah, it would be cool to open up a real spiritual coffee house. That would be absolutely fabulous. Somewhere where, and it would be, just to have a positive dialogue with people, right? Because sometimes with some of the spiritual coffee houses have become very was it left wing kind of thing, so they get really stuck in crazy ideology. But I mean, I feel it would be really nice to have a place where you could just come in and talk, and be able to say the word retarded. Say that's retarded, as part of the spiritual dialogue, and people won't get offended because you said the word. That would be absolutely fabulous. you know, because people just get so upset with it. And to call people out. That's the other part, is being able to say, hey, you know what? Just because you put makeup on in a dress doesn't mean you're a woman. You could call yourself a woman, but I know you're not, right? And have those conversations and say, you know what? You could dress however you want. You can call yourself a lamppost, doesn't mean you're a lamppost. I know you're a man, sort of thing. You got a dingle dangle between your legs, and you could try and change as much as you want, but you can't change the XX or the XY chromosomes within you. It doesn't matter, even after a sex change, it's still there, which I just found out. I thought that was very educational. So, weird, right? So it's like trying to alter God's creation, trying to alter what God has created. And we know every time people have tried to alter that creation, we go through history, it blows up in their face somehow. It doesn't work. And this is right now we're finding that we're trying to alter Mother Nature. We're trying to alter God's creation. And through it, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. Right? It's like, okay, continue doing that. God has a sense of humor, and I feel like it's like, okay, continue doing what you're doing. Oh yeah, they fell again. All right, they're trying that trick again. They might be another uniform, another way of looking at things, but it's like, oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So Rebel News just came out with the polls are inaccurate. What did he say? Um, are the polls accurate? Yeah, because they have found, or allegedly, that the liberals are paying money for the polls to be altered. And when massive rallies for Polyev rallies are drawing thousands and thousands of people, to his rallies, and the clown can't get 1,000 people into his rallies. So very much very similar to what was happening with Kamala Harris, right? The whole thing with Kamala and, they would, either, they would fake how many people would be in the crowd, by doing AI, or they would pay people to, to come into the crowd and to fill up the space. So it's it's an interesting election. I mean, we have what, a month? Just about a month before we go to the polls here in Canada, which is going to be, I think there's going to be a huge turnout for people going to the polls, and a lot of people are going to be showing up because people are fed up. They want to change, but that's also that Pluto in Aquarius is like, yeah, we want humanity. We want, a change. We want to work for the people. We don't want the government controlling everything, right? And that's a huge one as well. Let's see what else is going on in the craziness of the world, and how that, because these degrees are critical degrees and stuff. Um, More information is coming out about COVID, about the shot, and what that what the shot is and how it can stay even after one shot. They are saying that um the T cells, after even having one shot, and it adapts to your different cells, can stay in your system for over 5 years, 6 years in your system. Like, a lot of people think that it's out of their system, or it's done. They're finding that it's not, and that it can stay dormant. Like, because of it, it's people, even if you haven't had COVID and stuff, what it does, it stays dormant within the body, and it can stay dormant in the body for some time, and then reactivate in some ways, and reactivate, either, cancer cells and stuff within the bodies. So that's why people are going to find within the next, 5, 6 years right now, of different forms of cancer, and cancer, being on the rise because of the dormancy and then the attachment, and then something triggers it and it becomes active within the body. So information in that's coming out about that, about the shot, about COVID, more information, with all of that. And it's like, this is also another awakening. This is where people are like, holy shit, I didn't realize that was happening. What can I do now? So this is also bringing in new alternative of medicines, and new alternative, uh, holistic healings, as well. There's a Tucker Carlson just had an interview with this extremely, um, interesting Dr. Patrick Su um, and it's a great interview. It's, an hour and 50 minutes, so 2 hours long, and he talks about this guy is, he's a billionaire, but his whole life has been in a lab. Very interesting man, and he talks about you're being lied about cancer and how it's caused and how to stop it. So that was an extremely informative, um, interview that Tucker did, and just to find out about, wow, you mean what he's doing and his innovation of helping to cure cancer, and, like, he's put things out for free. Like, he's put this out to places to for free to have it done, but they have blocked him, from doing it, so he's gone to, like, places like India and stuff to, develop either new types of vaccines that he talks about how they work within the cancer cells, and how to work with cancer, and how it to rejuvenate your body Yeah, absolutely, fabulous talk that he has, and he's very much, uh yeah, he is a billionaire, but he didn't start off being a billionaire. He's a geek who just loves working in the lab and stuff and just go have a listen to him. It's on Tucker Carlson. It's an hour and 50 minutes. Very educational, I found. And he just brings in where he's been basically told to shut up and you know nobody wants to hear what you have to say. And he talks about, the gain of function and stuff like that and how horrific it is and how immoral it is as well. So, which is interesting to hear his perspective on that as well. So, yeah, see what else. Still problems in Turkey and the rising of Turkey and things going on there. And yeah, I think that's about it. Whew. You know, knowing these things I feel are spiritual, are things that we need to know. As above, so below as above. Um, and the more we understand them, the more we can learn. So let's pull out a card. Today is what? Thursday? Thursday, and it's raining outside. It's kind of dreary outside today. All of the new moon readings should be out. Everybody should have received their new moon readings. If you are wanting to get a new moon reading, definitely let me know. They're $50 and I can deliver them to your inbox. So they're all out. I did them all. And I find like when I'm doing these readings too, like because of the placement and stuff of the planets, that there's kind of a theme that goes on with all of them, just where the placement is, and then you'll see that theme being reflected in the world around you as well. Especially there's there's quite a theme with this new moon around commerce, around work and work, associated paid or unpaid is really coming in. There's a lot to do with families and how work and families, association with work and family, and relationships. So those three areas I got, like, the family, the home, the work, and relationships are really big, and how they're off balanced right now within our world, and how people are dealing with those balances in their life. Attachments. Ooh, attachments. So what are the attachments you have in this world? What are the attachments that you are chained to, that you are not allowing yourself? Because if you see, she's chained, right? Boop, 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 boop. She's chained. So she's chained to something and she doesn't want to let it go. What are those attachments that you have in this world? What are the things that you are attached to where, and you put the mask on, and letting people know, oh, well, that's not me. Or, I mean, it's, like the closet alcoholic or drug addict, right? It's like, no, I don't have a problem. Nobody knows about it. I had an aunt who, when we went over there to make tea, to have tea in the afternoon, tea. Anyways, go over there, have tea. Auntie Dot wouldn't, she'd say, no, 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 I'll go in. I don't need any help. I don't need any help. Well, her tea always had gin in it, and nobody realized how much of a problem she had. She even had a bottle in the back of the tank in the toilet, right? So she'd go into the bathroom and have a swig or two before she'd come out, and then brush her teeth and stuff and then come out. And nobody knew all of the whatever problems that she had, or whatever she was holding on to, the attachments. I was really young to understand that, but it could have to do with the war, the depression, and things. That was the era, her relationship that she had with her husband. There's so much that's there that either wasn't talked about. It wasn't things that we, associated with. Go back even further. Cocaine was given as a prescription for women who had melancholy or were feeling who had postpartum. Could you imagine? You're given tiny little vials that you would have with your tea, and you'd have, you'd put only, so much in your tea. Man, whew, you know, um, having a little bit of cocaine with you. So it's interesting. Um, we have these hidden things in our society. And what are the things that you hide even from your own self? And this is about allowing yourself to be um warned, because we got a storm warning coming in. So the storm warning is letting you know that, if you're going to set with these attachments, if you're going to, continue on with whatever you're attached to, this is like saying, okay, I got to let it go. I got to let it go, and I got to let God. Because if I'm not, I mean, it's going to sweep you up. It's going to take you somewhere where you don't want to go. And then you're going to be forced to do it. And then you're going to have to open up to the door to spirit. Spirit is there. Spirit is opening up the door for you to ascend, to allow for you to have the transformations that you want in your life. Yeah, a lot of shit happening in the world, as I explained. A lot of things are coming into transformation and change. But with it, the door to spirit is opening. And it's opening wide for us to step through. And it's very golden. I feel like there's a lot of things to do with gold, golden age, golden energy coming in, golden enlightenment. And I feel like it's us coming and um attaching to that goldenness, that beautiful thread that's coming in. And that's there. It's not coming in, it's there. It's there for us. There you guys go. Have a blessed one. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. And all you say and all you be and all you do. Enjoy your day. Keep warm. Today I have a little snuggly on. This is my little snuggly. And if you have any concerns or questions in that, let me know. And yeah, that's about it. What else am I going to do? I think I have 2 more recordings to do that I'm going to send out to my 21 days. And then that's it for me. I've been taking each day a little bit, doing little chunks every day instead of trying to do it a lot all at once. And that's me just I my energy, my body is definitely drastically changing in huge ways, where with the frequencies and stuff, where a lot of things that I could partake in or do, I and my body is saying no, no, we have to rejuvenate, we have to um reevaluate or whatever it is. And I'm finding it quite interesting. Um, Call it menopause or old age or whatever, but I think it's also to do a lot with the new frequencies that are coming in that are getting you um, to honor how you feel, and honor on how the people that you want to have around you, right? And that's important too. And you'll find that your friends, family, the energies around you are going to definitely drastically begin to change. So, have a blessed one, everyone, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.